out with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Monday the 16th. And today the moon moves into Libra, and I kind of noticed something when I was preparing the reports for this week. When the moon moves into Libra, it kind of serves as a little trigger point. Now, our moon is our emotions or our emotional barometer, or sometimes what motivates us to react. Now, our emotional reactions are often much more stronger than our logical reactions to things. And so a lot of times, if I have something that I'm in conflict with, I will sit with it for as long as I can to remove emotion so that I can apply logic a little bit easier. And I believe for you that some of you are going to need to do that in the next few days here. So today we have a really beautiful energy. We have the sun in Taurus. It's conjunct with Mercury in Taurus, which is still in retrograde. We have Venus in Taurus. They're all involved in a grand Earth trine. So what I deeply believe is what you value depends on the longevity and stability of who you value, how much you desire it, and then if the past supports moving forward with it. So these are the areas you're going to be thinking about. And you're not going to be able to help but think about it, because intuitively, I think you're definitely guided to think about these things. Hi guys, sorry about that. I had to get the phone. Interruptions. That is what a retrograde is all about. Anyhow, so I think when we're being guided to think about things like who and how much we desire it, and, what value we're placing on these significant things that we're festering about. And what I think is very important to contemplate in all of this, to have that pro and con and energy, is just how much have we learned about valuing, or who or what we value, why we value it. We need to compare it to the past and what used to motivate us to want those things, or want to see a certain person, or to move forward. What motivated those things? Now, when you have a moon in Libra, this is a very intellectual thought process. You can easily remove emotion and take a look at this as a whole. This is very wonderful energy. If some of you are searching for some logic when you're feeling everything, Francis, no. When you're feeling, I didn't think you guys needed to see that. What? Everything so deeply right now. So, there is some negative energy. There is some energy that is challenging some of this energy. Now, as I've said before, and I'll say again, we need energy to challenge us, to challenge some of our regimented thinking. What it does is, anytime that we have opposition, I think we're much more fanatical about understanding why we're going through what we're going through. So if some of you feel overwhelmed and feel like there's just so much energy and you don't know why you're feeling it, I think it's because you're just being guided in this way. Now, a lot of this energy is in opposition. So yes, that can be super frustrating, but it's also very revealing. You pay attention when you're in opposition a little bit more than when you're in trine energy. Now, for some of you caught in the glorious Earth trine, where you're kind of getting what you desire, and your heart's really full right now, and you're feeling very blessed, and you're feeling very harmonious, and you feel like there's an ease in energy. Some of you may feel like you finally have the relationship you want and the life you want, and you're moving away from the past. That is a very blessed and ordained time. To me, when I processed the energy of this month, I felt like it was just like a pivotal month. We either moved toward the past, something that we kind of missed the boat on, or we moved toward the future. But either way, what we value is gonna be hammered home before we get to the next phase of the revelation process. Next month starts the next phase, we walk up that next stair, kind of in my mind as I was processing it. Because we're gonna do some logical things to get these things in motion. But for now, we're being intuitively guided and we're being routed in such a way that our heart and our mind are equally important about the way that we're seeking these questions. Our mind is going to take over, and logic is going to, be the end result come June. So, but for now, some of you are caught in this quincunx. Saturn is going to quincunx Mercury in Taurus today all day long, which is in retrograde. The past has a lot of energy associated with perhaps disappointment or conflict or delays or not getting what you want or feeling like you didn't really understand things in the past and you're starting to understand them now. There's a lot going on in your mind because Mercury is in retrograde. And so there's a lot that we're thinking about. And I think when Mercury goes direct, there's going to be a strong urge to move forward with no regrets. But we need this time to figure out what we need to move forward on, what we value, the value that we place on it. And I keep saying value because the value is a big word. Value is motivation. If how many people are going to do something they love for nothing? They get something out of doing what they love. Even if we're moving toward pleasure and walking away from a painful situation, those are the two basic instincts of a human being. There's because we value something about doing either one of those steps. We either value taking away the pain, or we value moving toward something that makes us feel wonderful. That word value is a big word to think about. And that's why there's so much emphasis right now when all the planets are in retrograde about comparing the past, what we used to value, with what we value currently. Because we really need to really decipher that question. I think as we move forward, I think it's important to consider what the pros and cons of all of this, of moving forward with whatever we're doing, whether it's moving forward with something from the past or moving forward, leaving the past behind and changing the direction that we go and the path that we walk on inevitably. So I would use my intuition at this time because Taurian energy is very, very intuitive energy. Even if you do not feel that you're like into all the intuitive, you don't really feel like you're an intuitive. I think that the energy makes your instincts incredibly on point. I think that logic will confuse you at this point. So you're going to feel compelled to weigh out the pros and cons, and logically you're going to take a look at something because you have your moon in Libra, and logically you're going to be, well, logic tells me I shouldn't do this, but my gut, my intuition tells me something different. I think it's going to boil down to something that you were either once very passionate about that you're bringing forth, or it's something that you're moving away from and toward passion. I think passion is a big word in this scenario. I think you need to trust the universe. I think you need to rely that there is a sense of divine timing. Yes, you pick your destiny. Yes, you have some sort of fated karmic journey, but you can just be a hamster on a wheel this entire lifetime if you want to. I mean, it's your choice. So I think what is meant to be will eventually be. Some people believe in many lifetimes to figure this question out, your fated karmic journey, the purpose for you. We're not purposeless. There was a purpose for you. I don't care if it was to create a human being that could someday run our country, or if it was to create a human being that would somehow do something so horrific that we changed a law. And it reinforced some positive change out of something negative. We're put here to do something, to make some sort of effect on the world. I love that movie Butterfly Effect. You ever get a chance? It's literally what I'm talking about. So for now, ground your energy and commit to making a commitment to learn from your past. I don't want you guys to continue to do the same things over and over again like a hamster on a wheel. We can change it. It's now. Now's the time. I think there was so much going on I don't, and you know, when Saturn was in Scorpio, I definitely believe there was an emphasis on making us lose control in areas that I think we desperately needed to seek control in. But I believe now we're learning what that was all about. Why did we go through that? Because we're walking away from an endless karmic cycle we've been on, sometimes for lifetimes for many of us, if you believe in multiple lifetimes. Saturn will guide you toward controlling the way that you realistically should interpret the past. Allow this retrograde of Saturn to throw up these obstacles. These obstacles are Saturn's way of saying, I'm going to divert you because I want you to see the big picture. When Saturn is in Sagittarius, to me, it's so weird. It's like adventuring into the unknown, but Saturn wanting you to have control. So it's such an opposing energy, but they work well together because a Sagittarian mindset is so broad they can grasp the concept of what the entire point is of Sagittarius energy and what Saturn is trying to do with it. So this is a very elevating experience. And until Saturn got into this position, we weren't able to see and understand what that elevation meant. Francis. Saturn will guide you toward controlling the way that you realistically look at it. I think that's the most important statement of today. If you feel like you have opposition, you have to understand that Saturn is squaring off with Neptune. There is no illusion that you can create, that you can hide behind, that you can escape to, that eventually will not resurface the next day or the next time that you're sober or the next time that you look at it, you know, as you're influenced by the energies. It comes back around. You know, today when I was prepping, I felt Neptune and Pisces energy probably the most in this entire week. There's a lot of energies at plays, but I'm feeling like karma and the 12th house. You know, research out the 12th house, research out karma, research out what these places mean, research out what Neptune is. Neptune is the concept, is the unveiling of consciousness. It's where unconsciousness meets consciousness. So you have to understand that it's the end of the zodiac. Full consciousness is the beginning of the zodiac, Aries. We're at that point in the world right now where we're trying to merge these two so that we can move forward. And so realizations and awakenings are inevitable in energy like this. I believe that when Saturn moves into Scorpio, more will be revealed. It's going to move into Scorpio. It's still going to be in retrograde. So there's still a reflective, but it's going to unveil even more of a realization. But first you have to have the realization. You have to have it open you up to get this karmic download of like what you deeply deserve and desire from all of this energy, this buildup in energy. This week is a buildup in energy, guys. It's a buildup like I haven't seen before. To me, when I was processing it, it all points to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday is kind of the pivotal day. I think many of you will be intuitively guided to understand what those 3 days mean for you. So if something happens on Thursday, it probably has something to do with the next 3 days. But everything is leading up to this point. Interestingly enough, we also have a second full moon in Sagittarius. So at the first this full moon that we have coming up this weekend is going to be at the beginning of Sagittarian energy at the end in January. At the very end of Sagittarian energy, we have another full moon. We have 2 full moons in Sagittarius, guys. So we have the beginning of perspective and concept, you know, of broadening our perspectives, of opening us up, the newness of energy, and then we have the cumulative energy, the ending of what the whole point of all. I think, holy cow, we're in for some amazing relief. relief from cycles that no longer serve us. So I think that now you need to focus on firming up your boundaries, because we're trying to figure out what we value. And when we figure out what we value, then we can start to firm up what we value, so that we're not indecisive about going after and getting what we want, or settling, or somehow lowering the bar anymore. We'll never lower that bar that low again, because our bar is going to be always up here to what we deserve. But we have to go through this unveiling first. So I think in relationships, we're gonna look at boundaries, and we're gonna be raising the bar on what we value about significant relationships and partner, what we expect from them, what we need from them to give us. I think that it's going to set our self-worth. I think we're going to value us and to set the bar more. I think you're going to start firming up those boundaries. You know what? I don't like the way I look right now. I don't like the way I feel right now. Then you start working out and you start changing your health routines, right? And then pretty soon after you do that enough, it's like, I've just lost 20 pounds. And you know what? I was settling for your horse shit, but I'm not doing it anymore. Because you know what? More people are going to want this now that I'm 20 pounds lighter. Some of you are going to have those types of revelations in relationships. For some of you, it's going to be like just a revelation process. But for some of you, you could literally be taking actions that set you on a path to, firm up that boundary. Some of you are going to be adjusting some of the habits that lower your vibration, the repetitive cycles, habitual routines. All of those things are going to start to evolve. I think that for some of you, if a repetitive thought has been controlling your responses, I think that you're going to find that you set the bar high enough to what you want, that you value moving away from those types of mindsets. It's a beautiful energy, an amazing week, lots and lots of buildup, lots and lots of energy. Be kind to you. Remember to develop compassion and love for this time in your life. Be compassionate to your heart. Be compassionate to your soul. But more importantly, be passionate to others who are just as lost as you are. Because this is a very, very intense month for some of those that are just not trying out the entire experience because life is just going their way because they're just like blessed like that. For some of us, we're finding our way. That's okay. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.